Well, hello everybody. So, what an interesting conundrum. I think I have about 15 to 20 hours of videos of a playthrough of Morrowind. In my attempt to kind of fix a few bugs, I went down a small rabbit hole and found a mod that made, first and foremost, the faction leaders and the people that held any powerful artifacts in the game to be much more powerful, turn them into actual bosses. Whether that be Sorkfield the Raven, who has the Mask of Clavicus Vile, or Trebonius, the head of the Mages Guild, or really any of those people. Now, I knew I wanted that mod with the leaders to be stronger, and the problem was that I want to try out the I knew that for a certain. What I just didn't know was if I wanted everything else to be harder too. Not everything, but mainly Daedric shrines. And it was a tough decision, because even though the problem is that I like to play as far as like a hardcore character who goes through challenges and problems, and if they if you win, you win. If you lose, you lose. And the problem is even though the game had really been barely scratched on the surface, I did go to several places where advanced tactics and new spells and more people have been made more powerful. So it didn't seem honest to add the difficulty mod and then keep playing from where I was. Even though I hadn't beaten any of the faction bosses and whatnot, so we're starting fresh, for better or worse. And I'm sure I'll upload the other 18 videos either before or after this one's done, but we're starting a new character. So that's what we're gonna do. At least we didn't get super far. In fact, most of what we really did was completed one or two Thieves Guild quests, 2 Fighters Guild quests, most of the Mages Guild's quests in Balmora, and then I would say 75% of the Imperial Cult and 60% of the Temple. And really, it wasn't that bad. It really wasn't, not that much had been accomplished. Those are, if I don't whine and wander and pontificate and go back and forth on things, we could probably get most of that done in a couple of hours. It's not that hard. But man, it was a beautiful game. So returning to where we are for this playthrough, we'll cover that after this short intro.
They have taken you from the Imperial City's prison. First by carriage and now by boat. To the east, to Morrowind. Fear not, for I am watchful. You have been chosen.
Wake up. We're here. Why are you shaking? Are you okay? Wake up. Stand up. There you go. You were dreaming. What's your name?
Nepopolis. These are the first nipples you see in the game. That's important to recognize. I've decided this is my character name. I'll just, can't really play anything else after a while. It's just makes too much sense to me. I like it too much, but could probably talk a little bit about the purpose of the playthrough. Honestly, this is a modded playthrough. The game itself doesn't have a lot of changes. Most of them are cosmetic, although there are a few things that are changed. Some item changes, vendor changes, that kind of thing, and we can go over them as they come up. But talking about the goals of the playthrough, obviously try to get to be the head of every single faction is always fun. Complete the main quests, complete Blood Moon and Tribunal. And to do so as a hardcore playthrough without dying, or on max difficulty, and we do have a mod that makes things quite more difficult. So normally, I like to role play as a particular character with logical choices and steps. And sometimes that means starting off very poor and advancing slowly and training in the wilds and running everywhere. And other times it means using my knowledge of the game to fall into certain avenues of luck and whatnot to become powerful very early. And considering the power problem that this game is going to have and the difficulty there's going to be in actually surviving, I think one of our first goals, in addition to just doing basic quests and whatnot, is going to be to get all of our miscellaneous skills up to 40 or so, just to give us a nice boost to our stats, make us stronger. Probably also try to get most of our, well, talk more about stats when we get to the screen where we can look at them, but
Well, not even last night's storm
we'll
can wake you.
have to get there real quick.
I heard them say we've reached Morrowind. I'm sure they'll let us go. Quiet. Here comes the guard.
For luck,
This is where
always circle Gieb's nipples. It's necessary to have any, oh, maybe a little bit on the belly button too.
you better do what they say.
It's necessary to have a safe and successful playthrough. It's the only superstition I really believe in.
This is where they want you. Head down to the dock and it'll show you to the census office.
Before I begin a game, I actually like to reflect on the first time I ever played. This was a long time ago. This game's almost 20 years old, and I just like to look at that ground and how the ground hasn't really changed that much, but then you look at the foliage, the trees, the sky, the water, and how much work has gone into making this world real. It's an appreciation that helps me just enjoy the game a lot more as I go through it.
You finally arrived, but our records don't show from where.
I don't know exactly what's been changed here. Ooh, I'm getting a phone call. This might be a business call. I apologize. Hello. Open for what? Oh no, we're not. I'm sorry. Okay. I actually don't know if there's a mod that changes this kind of stuff. Maybe there is. I don't know. I normally go with Nord, Redguard, or and Imperial also looks kind of fun, but his abilities just kind of suck. These are good. I'd love to start out with that, but well, beggars can't be choosers. So I'm gonna start with the Nord, I think. Change our face to look something basically as close to Aragon as we can. Aragorn, sorry. Whenever I play EU4, I keep calling Aragon Aragorn. When I play everything else, I keep calling Aragorn Aragon. I like the Nord. He's tall, he's big, immune to frost. He's basically immune to half the magics except for poison. Thunderfist is a nice early game ability to, whomp somebody. Woad for extra defense, and then just great all around for all the combat stuff.
Great. I'm sure you'll fit right in. Follow me up to the office and they'll finish your release.
Now the signs have changed. It's probably better that we're starting in again anyway, because I think the last time I did this, when I tried to steal all the books,
You'll go no further until you have your paper.
I ended up dropping them all on the ground. But the last one,
You'll go no further until you have your paper.
the last one, instead of dropping it, I kind of closed my inventory, and then when he arrested me, he stole the book from me. And I wasn't able to sell it, and that was probably just a lot of bad luck right off the bat. I can't really tell what this is. That looks like a person, and that looks like a person, but there's an axe there, a mage, and a thief. It's kind of an interesting setup, obviously. I can't save the game, that's okay.
Yes, we've been expecting you. You'll have to be recorded before you're officially released. There are a few ways we can do this, and the choice is yours.
And the name of our class is going to be Incarnate. Sometimes I call it Nerevarine, but Incarnate makes more sense. If I go with Intelligence over Endurance here, I have 55 health to start instead of 60. I'm not sure which is better. I think Nerevar would have a lot of personality. I mean, he'd honestly have good stuff, but like he was a warrior, but he was also a leader. A temperate, diplomatic person. We'll keep endurance for right now, but we'll see about that later. And we're going to go with stealth. Mainly because most of these, except for maybe 3 of them, are going to be miscellaneous. And our class, well, the fact that we're Nord, we get no bonuses to any of these, so it's good to start with a little boost in them. Normally, heavy armor, long blade, and sneak are pretty much standard on this side as far as major skills, but I was considering having blunt weapon as the main one. Because the idea of being a holy warrior, a priest, a paladin, you know, the stereotypical holy warriors usually uses a blunt weapon. In a sense, it doesn't. I think the theme is because it doesn't draw blood. It's like it will crush and it will stop, but it will not pierce, if that makes sense. It like destroys as opposed to damages. I'm not quite sure what the philosophy behind it is, but like holy warriors would use like the clubs, the staves, the hammers. Blades are more. I think they can be. Oh god. Long swords, katanas. Oh god. Yeah, we have to go with the long blade. It's just is not much we can do about it. And speechcraft. Long blade, sneak, heavy armor, speechcraft. And our final thing here. I normally go with alchemy, honestly. I'm leaning towards marksman, but over here, maybe marksman. Definitely want the blunt weapon too. Athletics, spear and axe. Instead of spear and axe, could do light armor. Oh, after everything else in this game, like, my favorite weapon's probably a spear after a daikatana. But thematically, it just doesn't make as much sense. So marksman, light armor. Probably gonna do marksman this time. And instead of spear, probably conjuration. So we've got two that are intelligence, one speed, one agility, two endurance, personality, strength, no willpower. What was my willpower one? I think I did mysticism last time instead of that. So we got rid of conjuration and did marksman. So primarily you got warrior. That's 4. Sneaky. So 2. Two mage, force. 2 for mage. 4 for the other 2. Instead of light armor, could do unarmored. That would be more first. We'd have 3 things for the mage. do like the marksman, but he's gonna be a warrior. He's gonna be up in your face. What's the point of making the game harder if you just sit in the shadows and shoot people? So we're gonna have 2 magic in the second one. Mysticism. I look at alchemy as like a healing for the land, you know. Mysticism, like prayer and piety. Conjuration is... Do I want conjuration or do I want... This was the bitch of it last time. It was just so hard to pick. Alteration. Alteration or conjuration. I think conjuration will probably be a little bit smarter as far as summons down the road. Now it's time for our class description. Another thing I've always considered doing is luck. But strength and luck. It's just hard to know. Probably gonna go with endurance again because we kind of have to. That's what we always do, but...
Very good. The letter that preceded, you mentioned you were born under a certain sign. And what would that be?
One of the other mods I have changes the signs as well. I haven't explored all of them, honestly, and I know that I know the powers of a few of them, but a little bit more attributes per person. Usually very very tied to what that person is, like the steed, obviously lots and lots of speed, the thief, agility, speed, luck. Some have a lot more. I mean, this is right here, 90 damage per touch. Resist paralysis, resist poison. I could be very good actually with this particular game mode, which has a lot more evil spells and unique spells that would kind of screw with you. But I end up going with the lady almost every time, not because the ability is particularly good, but the extra personality, the extra endurance, the extra willpower. That's 60 attribute points right at the start of the game. And free CV intervention, or divine intervention, I'm not sure which one it is. And what's the other thing? The Lady Azura is kind of like your patron. That's the lady speaking at the beginning of the game, so it just makes sense to me that my sign would be of the lady.
Interesting. Now, before I stamp these papers, make sure this information is correct.
I think this works for me. Strength, strength, strength. Three strength at the bottom. 1. 2 on top. So our first goal, considering the difficulty of this playthrough, not just as far as being at 100 difficulty, but as far as the insane new, well, not insane, but the increased difficulty at pretty much every single Daedric Shrine, the heads of every single faction being actually dangerous bosses. Our plan is going to be obviously take care of Seyda and Neen first, but get a couple of high value items at the beginning of the game and pretty much train all of these, if possible, up to at least 30 or 40 right off the bat, which will catapult all of these abilities up to and we can do all that still being level 1. And once we get that, depending on our money situation, we'll probably do light armor and heavy armor up to 50 or 60. Probably make, if these are all at 40, I'll make the minor skills up to 50. Major skills around 60 potentially. Still lots of room to grow, but it might be necessary considering the danger in the game.
Show your papers to the captain when you exit to get your release fee.
Okay. And of course, we're going to
Continue through to the next building and talk to Celisgravius.
we gotta steal all of these books and whatnot. The faster we get our mercantile up and our personality, the better things will be. So we're just going to snatch all this stuff, which is pretty standard in most playthroughs, unless you're playing a, you know, super realistic playthrough with role-playing, as far as going by the rules and never exploiting anything, which of course I would never do.
You take me for a fool?
So, and I guess we could take this stuff right now, but we're not going to. And early on, I'm not sure what the best weapons and armor is going to be, because I don't know what. I'm assuming that obviously the strongest as far as heavy armor is going to be better, but
Your paper, please.
Mad Leveler. What that basically does is, normally if I get, let's say 10 levels, if I upgrade my skills, every level up you're only allowed to upgrade 3 skills, and depending on how many skills you were, you know, you're allowed to upgrade attributes based on what skills were upgraded. So each of these have, like, you know, block has agility, armor has strength, medium armor has endurance. So if block went up by, let's say, 10, I would be able to upgrade my agility by 5. But the thing is, if I upgrade my minor skills or my major skills, then I might have a level where I don't have a maximum ability go. I don't have an ability to go by 5, which would be the maximum. So what Mad Leveler does is, every 3 levels in agility skills, you get 1 agility. Every 3 levels in a strength skill, you get 3 strength. And then after a certain point, you also get luck, based on like every 10 or 12 level ups. I'm not quite sure, but the point is, it kind of takes the guesswork and planning out of all of that, which I really love. It's just a natural progression of skill based on a natural progression of attributes based on your skills, which I like much more. So, I'm going to do this up here too. Not going to take the wooden bowl because he deserves something. And all this is going to be sold soon.
Grab him.
Okay, we've got all of our stuff. Now that it's on the ground, we can go pick everything up, including the stuff down in the basement. And this part of the game is a little tedious, but you know what? If you love the game, you like preparing for what's coming. Okay. Note to Hriskar. I really miss this kind of depth in games. After we leave Seyda Neen, we'll never go in here again, so I don't see any reason to not take everything.
Any time now.
There we go. And we are finally ready. First, let me take your identification papers. I am Celis Gravius, but my background's not important. Morrowind, from the Emperor and duties. Report to Caius Cosatus. And I just like to go through here to get as many topics for conversation as possible, but I've read all this before and it's not really important. And if I post my videos from the previous thing, we won't have to worry about it. There you are, Fargoth. I always give him the ring because it makes... We're going to get it back eventually anyway, and our Isle up here is going to like us a lot more now that we've actually helped his friend. There's a lot of weird little tiny strategy things in this game. It's weird, only a few days ago I just started a game in here, and now we're kind of back doing the whole thing again.
An honor, to be sure.
And we're going to wait for our fatigue to go up because it's a little green bar. The lower that is, then the less chance we have to get our certain all of our actions are affected by our fatigue, even persuasion. I'm just selling these things one by one because it raises our when I don't barter with him, even if it's max price right there, if I don't raise it or lower it, he gets happy. And we want it to be at 100 so that we can get all this stuff going. I'm a little curious to see how hard the little dungeon thing on the side is. Okay. We could do 6 on this one. There we go. And we're just kind of slowly building our mercantile up. It's the kind of thing we're going to need to make sure that we do well. Because we're going to need a lot of money early on. And our personnel just went up because our mercantile went up 3 points. That's how that works. And we'll do you, candlestick, glass bottle, all this little tiny crap right there, the paper. Note to Hariskar, who cares? Sell the Kwama eggs because they're heavy. We're also going to sell our Mazra. We're going to sell our Sujama. Just buffing up our mercantile as much as we can. Flynn. And a good rule is I like to go up 10% of whatever the full price is. So, this is 100 gold. This was at 63, so I go up 10% on the price. And then that's usually like one. He usually accepts it, or it's just, one rejection before he accepts it. So it's 31, go up to 36. And if I was to go up to 37, most likely there'd be a problem, or he might reject a few, but we don't want his disposition going down. We want these to be going up as much as possible. The firmament. Worn dagger. And we could sell our shoes because we're going to be using those. Sell our iron dagger. And we're going to sell this. So 65 gold on top of that. There we go. Don't need any spells. Rest of this is pretty light, we can keep. I'll sell the slod soap because why not? And the last thing we gotta take care of is chat with this guy about recovering some gold. Long story short, Fargoth, the guy that we gave the ring to, has a hiding place, and this guy wants us to help him find out where it is, because that's where he puts his gold and other stuff. So that's what we're gonna do. He wants us to rest on top of that lighthouse and look at the town at night, just to make sure and see where Fargoth is going. The ring that we just got, not the ring, sorry, the key that we stole off the counter in there, on the bookshelf, unlocks this thing. So, I like to save before this point because there's different items in here, and even though we're gonna not really have any money problems, oh, okay, this one's gonna work. Just gotta make sure the guard's not coming. That was a pretty crappy haul on that one, but okay. Nice, nice. So this is one of my more favorite ways to start, just like toe to shoulder, arms open, 40, 50, 60% of the body, all matching. I like that. We got some good stuff to sell over here. So I'm going to save. Honestly, the hardest thing I'm thinking about is all the wickwheat that I harvested the last time, and how much I don't want to have to pick it again. There you are. So it's alright, we already got all the stuff. So now we'll consolidate one more time. And, it's not the best weapon by any means right now, but an iron or an imperial broadsword, 6 to 12 for a chop. That's not bad to start. We got a lot more things to sell. And since heavy armor is our best thing, I would like to do, you know, the imperial one, because it matches, but it matches the rest of the armor, but you know, if we don't have any here, It'd be better to have them match each other than to match the rest of the armor, because symmetry is important. Another rule, save all the time. The game will crash randomly for no reason. I'm not saying that to be funny, it's just the truth. I think that that's the case even if there are no mods. Sometimes it'll last for 2 hours, 3 hours in a row just fine, and then, you know, try to grab the wrong item and blam, the game crashes. So what stuff do they have in there? They don't have... They do have some Imperial chain, but they don't have any Imperial gauntlets. That's fine. So I'm going to sell that one. Right. So we're going to keep the left one. Sell the club. And that. There we go. Sell that. Sell the arrows, 40. Sell that. Go up to 73. Maybe 74. Yeah, 74 is fine. Nordic. 17. Good job, guys. Nice. And I think we're good. We're going to get rid of this clutter down here. And we might as well sell one Drew wax. Oop, there. You see, I went too high. I went too high. 74, maybe 75 would have been fine, but just one over those, and I got 4 rejections in a row. So, I think we'll sell that soul gem too. There we go. Another reason I keep clicking spells is because the mouse is tiny and it's hard to figure all that out, so. Beautiful. So we are looking good. We got, I would get a shield, but the truth is at level 5, we're not going to be blocking a lot. I should buy... Oh, he doesn't have any potions. I could get that and that. That would... Those are actually really good, honestly, for this portion of the game. Hell, I could use almost CV intervention and just take me right to Balmora, too. But we're not leaving just yet. We have to collect these mushrooms. Chat with you. Adamus Artis.
The day is yours.
Yes?
Now, the reason why I felt like I had to restart is because even at this point in that cave over there, there's a small buff to the mage, and I felt that as far as my hardcore playthrough, it was unethical of me to change the difficulty, add a new mod that changed a lot of the characters in the game that I'd already fought. I didn't want to, you know, restart, but I like the idea of the bosses being stronger than they were in the vanilla, and I liked the change in a lot of the NPCs. Sweet, delicious tar heel. We're gonna leave him there naked because it's what he would have wanted. So that's one of the reasons I had to restart. I mean, I didn't have to restart, but I don't get an... I had this weird thing happen. The reason I do the hardcore is because if I die, I lose any desire really to kind of keep playing. The game just... It's like, if I die... Like, what's the point of keeping going? Like, I died. I didn't fulfill the prophecy. I failed. It's, We're gonna get our fatigue up a little bit. It's just very important to me that, it's just thematically it doesn't make any sense that the hero would ever die, except in one game, Planescape Torment. But that's one of the greatest games ever created, so we can't always compare everything to that. We're gonna just stroll to get our fatigue up a little bit. Our fatigue's pretty damn low in the beginning. Five hits in a row. That is actually very strange. I don't get it. But yeah, no, so I just, I'm playing a game for the first time. It's fun if I'm learning and whatever, but then after I kind of have played it enough times, I have to have a particular standard by which I play it, or else I don't enjoy it. If that makes sense. First misses. Awesome. We're going to start running again because we can. And also part of the thing is the game, I mean, even though I'd probably had about 18 hours of videos, the truth is, I mean, that's not a lot of Morrowind playtime. If you take your time and actually explore everything and enjoy the pace of the game, personally, to me, this game can take hundreds of hours. So I might have been, 1 or 2% into the game. So we're going to try to go slowly, methodically, and really try to respect the difficulty and the danger that we're facing, and also take into consideration that if we die, we are not allowed to play the game anymore. It's over. So that's kind of where we're at.
I'm listening.
So we are going to be very careful. We're going to be thoughtful about how we progress, about which quests we're going to take. We're not going to just blast through one quest line, do all the temple or all the fighters guild, because there's no way that we can actually complete the end ones without dying.
All right, I'm listening.
We're going to have a balanced approach. All right, so Processus was murdered. And I gave him 200 gold so that he'll give me 500 later to find the murderer. I wonder who it could be.
Keep moving.
In addition to the Oh, what the hell's the name of the mod? The Morrowind.
Greetings and salutations.
Morrowind Denizens Much Harder, or whatever the hell the name of the mod is. It's, Lighthouse. Oh god, I forgot what I was saying. Oh man, I'm losing my mind. Well. Oh well. The point is that we're going to be very careful and methodical about how we progress, just because especially like we're not going to be able to complete probably any of the main quests until we're at least 40, probably higher, because the people have been buffed significantly. Like they're bosses now. Hell of a head of the Imperial Legion. He's going to have the best armor and sword in the game, and he's going to be a hell of a fighter. I think he's taken 250 off of my health in one hit in vanilla game, like without this mod making things more difficult.
Outlander, what do you want?
Oh, what I was going to say was that in addition to that mod that changes the difficulty, there are a couple things I've changed, or there's other mods in the game, obviously, but I made the alchemist teacher, the master trainer, I gave her a secret master set, which is stronger than a grandmaster alchemy set. I added a ebony mace that I customized to the corpse of an ordinator in Kogurun, which is where you go when you we're on a quest for the temple. Those are the two. What was the other one I did? Oh yes, there was a graphics mod or graphics. I don't know what it is, but in my game, the graphics overhaul, all the things that have changed. There's like one particular table. There's 6 tables in the game, and number 3 was always bugged. I didn't know what to do about it, so I just downloaded the original game and replaced the texture with, from the original game, and it works. So that's what we're doing. He's gonna die. You're damn right I did him in. And yeah.
There is no escape.
He has to die. That's how it goes. 5 in a row, nothing. Is that going up at all? No, it's only going up when you take damage. That's so dumb. Ah, what a delightful thing to experience, being crappy again. Am I on? Okay, I'm on 100 hard. I'm going to drop off all of our ingredients that are heavy here. I'm not going to go through the rest. Mercantile is always good early.
Yes,
What time is it? 5. We might actually have some time to go into that thing up there, but I suspect we probably shouldn't. We should probably wait up there for Fargoth. murder. Oh. I didn't loot his body. I just was going to leave everything in there because I'm going to use it as a base for a second. Or as the kids say these days, a hot minute. Or maybe that's what they said in the 60s. I don't know. 5. Still at 5. Got 4 or 5 hours before he starts sneaking around. Okay. There you go, my dear. Get those standard health restores. Oh, that's sad. Onward to report our success. One of the reasons I like building up my unarmored first is because my strength is usually so low.
Did you want something?
And not having armor to carry around with you helps to carry more loot back and forth. But this game, I may not have that luxury.
Speak freely, friend.
We'll just have to see. So, 6. We're just going to get it out of the way. Just going to get his hiding spot out of the way. Usually want to wait till about 9 o'clock or 10. I think 10 o'clock is when he starts his little wander. Okay. Let's do 3 and see where we're at. We're just going to wait till 10. You don't even have to see him do it if you know where the thing is. You just have to observe him go there, and then it should all be good. There he goes. Sneaky Fargoth. And once this part's done, I think we're going to end the video, because the next thing we have to do is go to the Adamasartus over there, and there's a guy there that's been buffed somewhat, and I kind of want to experience how difficult he is. There you go, Fargoth. He's sneaking. I'm sneaking too. Beautiful. Acrobatics are already up to 15. That's fun. Alright. There you go, buddy. 100 gold, and I get to keep the ring.
Hail and welcome, friend.
So I think we're going to call it a day. Just to give us a little start where we are. We almost got 3,000 gold. And I'm going to sell a couple of things when we get back. And yeah. Decent set of heavy armor to start. It's looking pretty nice. The only thing we're missing is the pauldrons, the helm, and the shield. Could probably buy a shield, but well, we'll probably keep the lantern when we go into places because it's going to be a little dicey. So, but until then, guys, I think Nerevar start. I also have the original game I was playing over there, which the only difference really from that one and this one is the difficulty mod, which so we could always return to that if it was desired. But all right, guys, we shall play later.